Hello friends, I Dr. Anuj Kumar. Hope you are doing well. In last video we have discussed metal carbene complexes and you can find that video by the link which is given in description box of this video. Okay, so in last lecture we discussed two types metal carbene. First is Fischer carbene, second is Schrock carbene. And we divided metal carbene complexes in Fischer and in Schrock carbene on the basis of availability of two free electrons in same orbital or in different orbital. Then we have already discussed the chemistry of interaction of metal and carbon. Okay, today we are going to discuss two different types metal carbene. First is an heterocyclic metal carbene and second is uranium carbon metal carbene. Okay, and heterocyclic carbene principle is same with Fischer or Schrock carbene. Okay, it will be depend on the availability of lone pair in different orbital or same orbital. So there is a difference. There is a comprehensive study on the stability of an heterocyclic metal carbene complexes, because an heterocyclic, this is a ring which can be aromatic ring, which can be non-aromatic ring, and the substituent effects. So the stability is the big factor of this type metal carbene. So principle is same, we have already discussed in last videos, such as Fischer carbene or Schrock carbene, on the basis of availability of lone pair in different or same orbital. Okay, so now about this carbene and heterocyclic metal carbene, we will discuss only the stability of this carbene. Okay, because principle is same. Okay, so you can see the structure of this molecule. You can see here it is a heterocyclic ring which contain hetero and hetero atoms. So it is an hetero because cyclic ring, so cyclic and heterocyclic metal carbene. Okay, so first of all we need to study about this ring. This ring is mostly known as imidazolonium salt, because this carbon contains positive charge and which is balanced by any halogen, any negative species. Okay, and this nitrogen have one lone pair. This nitrogen one has also lone pair, and these lone pairs are generally perpendicular to the ring of this to the plane of this ring. Okay, and this ring is known as imidazolonium ring. Okay, so what about the stability of this complex? Because when it will interact with metal, then it will form the metal carbene complexes. Okay, so we need to study about this structure and how can we alter the stability of this metal of metal carbene of this ring. Okay, so first of all we need to study the point of R. R is the substituent. Okay, so if you can see here, this hydrogen is very reactive hydrogen. This hydrogen is very active hydrogen. Active hydrogen, that means acidic hydrogen, and any base, any negative charge containing species can withdraw this hydrogen, and such as like NaH, and we can remove this hydrogen by any species. So when it will remove, then it will generate a lone pair here. So the resulting ring, after removing the hydrogen, it will be lone pair here, and this is nitrogen, and this is R, and this is R, and this is this. So this is the carbene. Okay, and these are the groups. So you can see here, this is electron deficient. It is electrophilic nature. Okay, so any nucleophile, any external nucleophile can attack on this. So if you want to protect this lone pair for the bonding with metal, so we need to protect this carbon because it is electrophilic nature. Okay, so how can we protect this? Because if you are going to make a reaction between metal and carbon, and in that solution any nucleophilic species is there, then metal carbene will not form because electrophilic nature of this carbon. Okay, so you need to protect this electrophilic carbon, and it has been observed that we can protect this electrophilic carbon by substituting R with hindered group. Okay, you can make a bulky group substitution here, then you can protect this carbon by the action of any external nucleophile. Okay, so stability can be increased by the R protection. That means R protection. You can see the example of this here. Here is this ring is here. Okay, I substitute R by this bulky group. Okay, this is very bulky group, and I make this bulky group here because I want to protect this carbon. You can see here this is active hydrogen, and when this species, this molecule react with NaH, because we know very well sodium is positive and H should be negative, so it acts as a base. Okay, so it is a strong base, and this base will attract this active hydrogen, and this bond will break and put and shift on this carbon, which already positive carbon. So here a one lone pair will be generated. Okay, so now this is carbene, this is carbene and heterocyclic carbene, because carbene, why it is carbene? Because this carbon has 2 electrons and 2 substituents, so it is carbene, but it is cyclic ring and an heteroatom containing ring, so it is an heterocyclic carbene. Okay, and we protected this carbon by this group, because if you have any nucleophile in the solution, then this nucleophile can't react here, because these bulky groups will protect here, because nucleophile will attack on the active site, will attack on the electrophile and attach on that electrophile. So nucleophile needs more space to attack on the electrophile. Okay, so due to the bulky group, due to these two bulky groups, there is no much space for the incoming of nucleophile and action of nucleophile. Okay, so you have already protected this carbon by the action of nucleophile by making this substitution of bulky groups. Okay, now it has been observed that when this type carbene generate in the solution, then they start to recombination. Okay, and they will form like this molecule via recombination. Okay, because this molecule and the two molecules of this species will interact to each other and will form double bond between both carbons. Okay, and it is like this compound will form as a product of this reaction, but as a intermediate of an heterocyclic carbene to metal carbene. Okay, so it is a intermediate. Now this intermediate will act as a FeCO whole 5, then it will generate a metal carbene. Okay, so you can say here the action like this is Fe. Okay, CO whole 4. Okay, so you finally you will get the metal carbene, and this is an heterocyclic, and this is metal carbene. Okay, this synthesis process I will explain in next lecture in detail, and the mechanism I will also discuss of this reaction in next lecture. Today I am just discussing the stability and factor affecting of the stability. Okay, so we have already studied the stability of an heterocyclic metal carbene by protection of R group, by making up R bulky group. Okay, second stability factor is this: we can this molecule, this type metal carbene complex are highly stable due to the N lone pair carbon and lone pair conjugation. Because you can see here, if you have this lone pair is available on nitrogen atom, and this is positive, that means it is vacant p orbital, and this will be shifted here, and this will be, so you make a conjugation, you are making a conjugation here, and this conjugation stabilize the vacant orbital of this carbon atom, so you are going to stabilize the N heterocyclic carbene. Okay, via N carbon and conjugation. Okay, so that's why this type metal carbene are extremely stable. Okay, another factor is this: it is wide pi acidity. Okay, pi acidity also stabilize the carbene, and even not an heterocyclic metal carbene stabilized by pi acidity, any carbene, maybe Schrock, maybe Fischer, maybe N-hetero, maybe any carbene can be stabilized by this, because it is simple concept. This concept, pi acidity concept mean is that, pi acidity mean concept is that like this. Okay, this is pi acidity, that carbene is RR, this is carbene, and the lone pair will form a sigma bond here with metal in EG orbital, and then T2G orbital will shift here. So this concept is the pi acidity concept. This is the pi acidity. So pi acidity are making the double bond character here. So double bond, more than one bond between carbon and metal. So stability of this type complexes will also increase. Okay, so metal carbene, any metal carbene is stable because of pi acidity. Okay, or synergist effect or pi back bonding, you can say in simple words. Okay, now we are going to study next point, that is stability via aromaticity. Okay, aromaticity, you need to count the Huckel rule. If any compound follow the Huckel rule, then it is extremely stable via the aromaticity. Okay, so aromaticity are the conditions that decide any compound is aromatic or not aromatic. And I am telling you the condition of aromaticity. First is compound should be cyclic. Second is compound should be conjugated, fully conjugated. Third, compound should be fully flat, that means planar. And fourth condition, compound should follow the 2n plus 2 rule, 2 pi rule. That means 6 pi electrons rule. Okay. So Huckel rule. So this is 6 pi electron system, because this lone pair, this pi bond, and this lone pair will collect 6 pi electrons and they delocalize. So it is aromatic system. So these are the factors that affect the stability of an heterocyclic metal carbenes. I have already told you that the chemistry of bonding will be the same like as Fischer or Schrock of this. Okay, just there is a difference between the stability. Okay, how can we give a comment about the stability of an heterocyclic complexes? You can remember these 4 points which can differentiate the stability in comparison to Fischer carbene or Schrock carbene. Okay, now we are going to discuss this research article. This research article, the title is the C double bond C synthesis and study of uranium nucleophilic carbene complexes. This paper is recently published in JACS in 2009, and this paper, you can say, it's pretty bold on all concepts of metal carbene. I mean, it's opposite of, it's based on the opposite concept of metal carbene, because you have study anytime if metal combined with carbon, any carbon ligand, maybe CO, maybe carbene, maybe carbine, any interaction of metal and carbon, you will follow two concepts. First is lone pair of carbon will transfer into EG orbital of metal, and second step or second concept is T2G orbital electron density will transfer into p orbital of carbon, like this. You can see here, if you have any carbene, that means you have two substituent on carbene and two free electrons. I suppose both two free electrons are present in only one orbital, and that orbital will transfer both electrons in EG orbital of metal. Okay, that is, you are making the sigma bond. Okay, now T2G pi electron density will transfer into p orbital of, into vacant p orbital of carbon, that is pi back bonding, and you are making pi bond. Okay, so direction of shifting of electron density is opposite to each other. The point is, in this we have studied all chemistry, all metal carbon interaction, and in all study of the interaction of metal and carbon, you study the direction of electron shifting between metal and carbon is opposite. Sigma bond carbon to metal and pi bond metal to carbon. But this article published in JACS, and this paper tells that there is a carbene exists in which the interaction between metal and carbon is one directional. That means both bond sigma and pi will form due to the electron density of only carbon, and it's a exception of all over metal and carbon chemistry, exceptional case. Okay, let's study how he can explain and how can he prove that this interaction exists between uranium and carbon. Okay, so you can see metal carbon system, any metal carbon system, this is the metal carbon system. Okay, and I am dividing in two interaction because on the basis of this article. Okay, so first interaction, when two directional interaction of carbon with metal, first is sigma bond towards the metal and pi bond towards the carbon, from metal to carbon. We have already discussed a lot about this in last lecture and today also in. Okay, another case is that when metal, especially F block element, and this paper was published on the basis of uranium interaction. Okay, but he used that F block, any F block element can also interact like this, but I am talking about only a particular uranium metal. Okay, when metal is uranium, then this carbon will transfer sigma electron density and pi electron density toward the metal. That means both electrons sigma and pi will be formed via the donation from carbon to metal, not carbon to metal or metal to carbon. There is opposite direction of the electron transfer, carbon to metal and metal to carbon. But in this case, both bond formation will be responsible due to the one directional electron transfer from carbon. Sigma bond is also due to carbon shifting of electron density in metal, and pi bond is also. So there is no pi back bonding, and here is no any synergist effect and something. So how can we explain, and what type carbon exists like this? Okay, so okay, let's study. It has been observed that for this exceptional bonding, this carbon should be dianionic. That means carbon have two substituent and two lone pair of electron density. You can see here, this carbon is possible only when this carbon is dianionic carbon. Okay, dianionic carbon, that means two substituents and two negative charge exist on carbon. Okay, that means two lone pair exist on carbon. Okay, and how? Because it is dianionic carbon, how can it stabilize? Because carbon ion, any charge species is unstable and they tends to stabilize. Like carbocation, carbon is positive, so if you want to stabilize carbocation, you need to decrease the positive charge and you need to donate the electron density to the carbocation. Okay, similarly, if you have carbon ion, that you need to decrease the negative charge, that you need to withdraw the electron density from the carbon ion, so you will stabilize the carbon ion. But here is two negative charge, two lone pair electron density, how can we stabilize? So we need to use highly electron withdrawing substituent that can directly stabilize this two negative charge. How can we? If we use both are highly electron withdrawing group, such as NO2, they can stabilize two negative charge. Or another thing is this is specificity of this. If you use R is equal to phosphorus, phenyl 2 and sulfur, this particular group can stabilize two negative charge directly via the conjugation. How can? The structure of this group is this: phosphorus, double bond S and two phenyl group. Okay, two phenyl, this phenyl group and this phosphorus and double bond sulfur. And when phosphorus attached to this, that is negative carbon, so this negative charge will transfer between carbon and phosphorus, and this double bond will transfer on the sulfur. So this negative charge will be directly stabilized via the conjugation. So this species can be stabilized via electron withdrawing group or like this group. Okay, now we are going to study the chemistry of this, how it is possible. So we have already discussed this carbon have two lone pair. So you can see two orbitals which have two lone pairs, and uranium, obviously uranium is higher metal, so it has two empty orbitals. And these orbitals are little bit in higher in energy as compared to carbon orbital. Okay, so this bonding is asymmetric bonding. I mean, there is no much effective bonding. Okay, because the different energy of the orbitals. Okay, so this orbital will interact with this orbital and form two bonding orbitals. First one is this, and second one is anti-bonding. And these have two electrons, so they will fill two electrons here. Similarly, another orbital will interact with another orbital of this and form two bonding molecular orbital. One is bonding and second is another anti-bonding orbital. Okay, and two electrons will fill here. So the bond order is 2 because bonding electron minus anti-bonding electron. There is no anti-bonding electron, so bond order is 2. Because bonding electron are 4 divided by 2, so bond order is 2. So first is sigma bond and second is pi bond, because one bonding is axial bonding and second is partially overlapping. So it is second is sigma bond. Okay, you can see the orbitalic structure of this. This I have already told you that this R and this R should be highly electron withdrawing group, and two negative charge like as a lone pair, two lone pairs. Okay, and this is uranium. Uranium has two vacant orbital. This lone pair will be shifted here and this lone pair will be shifted here. Here is no like this case. In this case, carbon shifted one sigma bond electron density into metal, and metal due to this transfer pi electron in carbon. But here is only this lone pair transfer into easy orbital like empty orbital of uranium and form pi bond, and another lone pair also transfer into the vacant orbital of uranium and form sigma and pi bond and one direction bonding. This is exception of this metal carbene complexes. Okay, so metal carbene complexes we have discussed the chemistry and bonding and stability factor a lot about this. So in next video we will discuss the synthesis. How can you synthesize the Fischer carbene, Schrock carbene, and some other exception case. Okay, and also we will study the metal carbene complexes tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks a lot.